Pay attention to when you're driving. You're driving a vehicle at high speeds. The whole idea of driving in emergency situations is getting to the call as quickly and safely as possible. Safety is number one, quickly is number two. EVOC stands for Emergency Vehicle Operations Course.
All right, whenever you're ready.
We teach them the safe time to accelerate, when they have to brake, how early they have to brake, and how fast their car should be going when they are making turns. We want you to get full-blown panic. And the more panic there is, the better, because that's how you're learning.
Stay on your gas, go left. Full brake, stop, brake.
We have 7 or 8 maneuvers. They're designed to slow you down and work on skills. I find that they tend to think they're better drivers than they are. They all have driver's licenses. They know how to drive a car. We just teach them how to drive the car, a police car, how to get the calls quickly, safely, under control, and the number one is get there. Make sure you get there.
If a recruit is working at night, especially after midnight, on a weekend, the chances of that person in the car in front of you driving who doesn't use their directional or doesn't have their headlights on or is weaving in and out of their lane being intoxicated, very, very high.
Go ahead, PA1.
P1 Higgers, B-Vice showed me out on a car stop in regards to a possible drunk driver.
10-4, what's your location?
These recruits are going to run into intoxicated people.
Can I see your license, registration, proof of insurance?
We have them train on car stops.
How many beers did you have?
2 maybe.
Doing a simulated DWI car stop.
I had 2 or 3 beers.
It's a very, very specific way that they're trained.
From the minute we saw this car and decided to stop them, this all becomes clues. We're going to have to capture all this on our worksheet.
Our officers will test their abilities to deal with somebody because our officers will act like they're drunk.
Is there any reason why you weren't able to maintain that lane?
Just a little tired.
Because they've seen it so many times, they know how to act that way.
What else did you observe?
He was very slow to get the information out. He was fumbling around.
Most people that we stop for DWI don't think they're drunk.
Step to the back of the car, please.
And their abilities to react and to respond have been impaired to the point where there's a danger on the roads.
I want you, with your eyes only, to follow the tip of my pen. You see my finger?
Our police officers are trained to specifically look for those types of behaviors.
I need you to follow that. You're going to keep your head still.
So what we're looking for is lack of smooth pursuit. That was smooth. Somebody who's intoxicated will potentially show that lack of smooth pursuit. His eyes are going to jerk as they go across his field of view, okay, as opposed to smooth. So that'll be our first clue of dysfunction. If you apply the field sobriety tests, you will see that your sensitivity to impairment will increase, and that's the whole goal. The HGN, or the horizontal gaze nystagmus test, is by far the most accurate of all the tests to help an officer say that this person's blood alcohol concentration is very likely a 0.08 or more, with a very good probability. If you're not sure, you do it again, because your whole goal is to say, is this driver safe to leave, or is this an arrest situation?
Every one of our recruits leaves here with that sensitivity because they know how dangerous it is when people are driving under the influence of alcohol.
How would you test him?
Test his eyes.
If he was really, really small.
I would have him, I can sit him on the back of the bumper.
Exactly, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
If they're not trained in to recognize the actual ways people behave when they're intoxicated and how they drive that way, and if they're not trained in how to handle them,
I don't want you taking your eyes off him, ever. Okay. So while you're talking, always keep your eyes on him.
you're just looking for more problems.
I'm a little nervous about you driving right now. I don't want you to hurt yourself
I'm fine.
or anyone else on the road, okay?
De-escalation when you're dealing with somebody who's intoxicated is even more important because you have to exercise more patience with an individual who has less control.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol.
Teaching them how to converse with people in a way that keeps them disarmed instead of escalating.